Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Okay. Okay, YouTube and Facebook. I am trying to go live here on Instagram. Please give me a moment as I get this going. Okay, Instagram is here. I will get it together. Okay, so we're going to talk about the 7 rules of life. I apologize, Instagram. I am back. I am back here. All right, I am back here. Things get a little bit difficult now that I am trying to figure out the system and how to get in. And I'm sorry, everybody. I came in live and then I had the phone call and I had to leave and come back, right? But welcome. And today I'm going to talk about the 7 rules of life. Of course, it will be from my own perspective, also from my studies. I studied psychology. Hello, King. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I studied psychology. That was my associate degree. And I went into that field to understand myself, to know why I do the things that I do, because I've been watching neuroscientists and psychologists and family therapists and Black psychologists as well. And then my bachelor's degree, I studied Afrocentric consciousness, right, to understand the African presence all around the world. Of course, comes back to understanding my history, understanding myself, and understanding who I am, and to heal from the things that I have went through my entire life in my childhood. Generally, my vision is to raise awareness on adverse childhood experiences, which is called ACEs. Also, to talk about the mental health stigmas, particularly in the Black and African communities, in the African continent, as well as in America. Hi, girl, welcome back. And I am sorry about that. I had a phone call. My cousin called me because I was talking to her before I came on live. How do I reach my higher self? Yes, baby, we'll talk about that today. So the 7 rules of life will touch on that question. That's an amazing question. How do you reach your higher self? We will definitely touch on that, right? So as I was saying, right, before you came in, I went through a lot of trauma as a child. If you've never heard of the adverse childhood experiences, please, after this live, look it up. It's an exciting topic, right? After this live, look up adverse childhood experiences. You can also look up Nadine Brooks. Nadine Brooks, she's an African-American Caribbean doctor who studied this particular topic, adverse childhood experiences, because she went through it. Both me and her went through a lot of childhood trauma, right? So my overall topic is healing childhood traumas. And every day from Monday to Friday, I go on live to raise awareness about mental health issues and also to break the stigma of mental health in the Black and African communities, wherever you are from. As long as you have my skin color, I am talking to you, regardless of what you identify ask. Let me start with that question. How do you reach your higher self? I must say you have an amazing growth. Thank you. Thank you. Right? First, I use a lot of herbs. I drink herbs. I eat herbs. Even my coffee, I make my coffee. The water that I use to boil my coffee, I use herbs. Ginger, lemon, star anise. These are all healing products, healing herbs that goes back to the question of how do you reach your higher self, right? Even the products that I use are all herbal, right? This that I use, the NutriBurst is herbal, multivitamins that help with your appetite, that help with your well-being, right? My coffee is the Delgado coffee, is a dietary supplement as well. And when it comes to just the glow, I use Perfect Storm Collection, which you can find the link in my bio as well, which is products that help women activate their feminine energy. And as a woman, the moment you're able to activate your feminine energy, takes you to your higher self. The short answer to the question of how do you reach your higher self? And baby girl, tell me your name. Is it Giselle? Giselle? The short answer is healing. Healing takes you to your higher self. Be you a man, be you a woman. Self-awareness. Making growth, Giselle, yes. Making growth a habit, because growth and growing is a habit. It's not something that you do one time. Neither is healing as well. Neither is self-awareness as well. You don't do that just one time and then it's over. It's a continuous thing, being self-aware, being mindful, right? Understanding, self-love, gratitude. Yes, ma'am, right? Simone is unique. Yes, you are. So knowing who you are, fast track to your higher self. That's the simple answer and the short answer. But if you've never been on a healing journey, if nobody around you has ever talked about healing journey or your higher self or being better or growing, then we need to break it down, the steps, right? And most of us learn through stories. I am from the Gambia. I am struggling with reaching my higher self. You are at the right spot and you came at the right time. This is all I talk about because I struggled with that. Had no idea what to do. Had no idea who to talk to. Because like I said, if no one around you talks about these issues, if no one around you is growing, it's going to be difficult to reach your higher self because people confuse you because they themselves don't know. And I have been through that. I was going to say something else, but I can't remember what I was going to say. Bless you, girl. Okay, so let's go here. These things are confusing me these days. I don't know. Instinct. Let's go here. Let me pick it up. 7 rules of life, right? And I'm going to tailor it to Giselle's question of reaching your higher self because they all connect. The first one is make peace with your past so it does not affect the present. Make peace with your past so it does not affect the present. An example that I can give you. Many of us know people, grown-ups, younger people, who spew hate, or they're constantly talking about what they went through. This person did that to me, this person did that to me, that person did that to me 15 years ago, 20 years ago, right? when if you don't know Dr. Joe Dispenza, look him up. He is a neuroscientist, but he also adds spirituality to his work. Dr. Joe Dispenza. He talks about this issue, right? Of people, because we think that our personality and our mood is different. It's definitely not. And sometimes people say, this is my personality, I can't change it, which is not true either, right? Who you are is more than your personality. So a personality is an idea that we have, right? So say somebody did something to you 15 years ago, 20 years ago, but you still harbor that pain and that hurt and that betrayal or whatever it is, or you have childhood trauma and you're walking around with that trauma. Now that pain and hurt, it morphs into a mood. The moods going upside down. Sometimes we're sad, sometimes we're not. Sometimes we're happy, sometimes we're not. Some of us rarely are happy. Now that mood changes into a personality. You see some people's personality, we can call it toxic. Some people's personality is a personality of hurt and pain. Every opportunity they get, they will tell you all the pain and the hurt that they went through, which is what's that called? Trauma dump. People will dump their trauma on you because that they never healed. That becomes their personality, right? So even in school, we have been taught wrong, because we're taught, what is your personality? Everybody's asking you, what is your personality? But our personality is whatever we picked up along the way that we have never let go of. We have never shed that skin, that pain, right? So make peace with your past so it does not affect the present. To be able to make peace with your past, you have to understand your past. You have to understand your pain. You have to be able to see yourself, not just looking at the mirror and seeing yourself, taking pictures of yourself, or looking at the camera to see yourself. No, you have to be aware of your steps, aware of your actions, aware of the things that you did or didn't do before. A lot of self-hate. Yes, that comes from somewhere. That comes from somewhere. So you need to be aware of where it comes from. I had a lot of self-hate. I hated myself. I hated how I looked. I hated being a woman. I hated my smile. But that comes from the trauma that I faced as a child, the way that I was raised, right? And it goes back to adverse childhood experiences, childhood trauma, the generational causes. And you are beautiful too, my love. Why? Because of adverse childhood experiences, right? So if you are from a family that is unconscious, the family is unconscious, they raise their consciously. Let that sink in. If you're from a family that is unconscious, needing to feel loved comes from an unconscious family. If the family is unconscious, they have never healed, they have never broken their generational curse, right? So when you are born, all that pain and hurt is transferred to you. Sit with that. Oprah Winfrey, I always refer back to that book, and you can look that up and watch her interviews. She talks about her book with this doctor that I always forget his name, that many a time, most of us will see somebody and the way that they are, and we say, what is wrong with them? Instead of asking what happened to them. Because all of us, right? We might not even need the 7 rules of life, right? Giselle, thank you for that question and this topic, because it's very important. Because all of us, we are a combination of the habits, of the words, of our environment, of the issues that we were raised with. So it is our responsibility to change our lives, of course, but who we are today is not our making, right? Every choice that we have made is our choice, but that choice is based on the affirmation, the ways of being of our parents, of our environment, right? I as well, childhood trauma, generational cause. Yes. So we are a combination of that. So Giselle, let me put my Nene, talal my ACB. So the reason I don't even need the 7 rules of life. One you go. The reason that we have self-hate, the reason that we hate ourselves, what happened? Yeah, what happened to you or what happened to them, and not what's wrong with this person. You see somebody acting up, you see somebody running around with guns, somebody going to jail continuously, right? You see somebody who is always sick, somebody who you can tell that they hate themselves, somebody who's always drunk, always high on a hard drug. It's not what's wrong with them, it's what happened to them. And Giselle, if you're still here, let me know, right? Because I'm tailoring this to you, right? So one of the reasons that we hate ourselves, first, let's start with the voices in our head. Yes, it starts with the voices in our head. You don't just get up and hate yourself. Nobody wakes up and hate themselves, right? Let me take you back all the way to when you were a baby. 0. When your mother gave birth to you, you did not come with the name Giselle. It wasn't written in your forehead. It wasn't written anywhere. And to get to your higher self, that's where we need to go back, to that clean slate, right? Because every child came into this world clean slate. Of course, the pain of our ancestors and the hurt of our ancestors, I mean, is the bloodline, right? But let's just start it here, that every child comes into this world with a clean slate. They don't know that they're bad. They don't know that the things that they do is wrong. They don't hate themselves, right? Because if you have a child or you've ever babysat a child, you know the child is always me, 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 me. It's all about themselves. That's how much they love themselves, right? They're not really aware of the world. They would have to get used to the voices of people. So they come with a clean slate. They don't see themselves as white, as black, as Mexican, as purple, as African. These are societal things that we put into them. A dark-skinned child doesn't come in thinking, I am black, I am African, I am dark-skinned. They are just a soul, a spirit, a human being, right? Now, the next step is, one, depending on how the father, the mother, the grandparents, whoever is around the child, depending how conscious they are, that's how they raise their child. If they are unconscious, that's how they raise their child, which is the never-ending traumatic cycle that goes on and on and on. And I'm going to refer to our community. What happens to other communities, I don't know, because I am in this community, right? So that's where I tell you what I say. The trauma that we see in our community, it's a cycle that just continues, and somebody has to say, I am going to break that cycle. So let me tell you a story about self-hate, right? Coming from my own story, my own experience, and why I hated myself. Let's start here. Words are spells. Yesterday, I spoke about how we think that, you know, when you look at African spirituality, and I am into African spirituality, going back to my culture, even though I was raised in a Muslim family, Islamic family, but now I practice African spirituality. People think the conjuring, that's the spell, right? Because we have seen Hollywood and the magicians and how they abracadabra and all this, whatever it is. So we have this idea of that demonic thing when it comes to African spirituality, when actually it can be healing. The true spell is the words that we use. I have a Bible, I have a Quran, I have the Jewish almanac, right? I have a lot of Buddhist and Hindu books. The words that we speak, that's the spell. The Bible is a spell. The Quran is a spell because it is full of words. When you are spiritual, it changes how you speak, the words that you use. You choose your words consciously because now you're aware mentally. You can hear yourself. You can hear the voice of the Holy Spirit, the voice of Allah, Muhammad, Jesus, whatever you believe, ancestor. When we hate ourselves, it's because that spell of the words was casted on us by our parents or whoever raised us. Doesn't matter, your parents, foster care, wherever you were raised, in the street, in the mosque, in the church, there is church hurt, there is mosque hurt, right? Religion divides us, but we are one soul. We're one soul. We're from one source. Growing up as a child, I was raised in a way that my mother particularly casted or spoke these words into my life that morphed into my self-hate and pain that I experienced all my life until now, right? So I had chronic depression for years, suicidal for years. I had absolutely no idea that I had these, but I began to wake up to that when I saw my sister going through the same issues, and she is 8 years younger than me. And then I have always said that when I have a daughter, I don't want to raise her the way that I was raised. So I was casting these spells, but I didn't know. Yes, I experienced that with my mom, and I went through that as well. Yes, right? So my story, now you have to connect it to yours to see where yours started. The moment you can see where it started and you are serious about this journey, it will take you to where you need to go. Right, you're that, right? So some people have daddy issues. Some people have mommy issues. People like me have both daddy issues and mommy issues. My mother, for some reason, thought I was supposed to know everything as a child. But then that's how she was raised. So whatever pain she went through, she poured everything on me and my sister. I always say that for a long time, I thought I was going to be a prostitute. I can say this now. Yes. So because you haven't healed yet, the reason it's following you, your children, and it's hurting you is because you haven't healed yet and that you haven't traced it back to where it started. For a long time, I thought I was going to be a prostitute. This is how mine started. I have even tried, but I was like, oh, I can't do this. I have auditioned to be a stripper. That didn't work. Maybe that's why I relate very much to strippers. Because my mother continuously as a child would tell me that when I grew up, I was going to be a prostitute. Maybe because I had a lot of male friends, but I was raised in a male-dominated household. My grandmother, who's an ancestor now, and I always tap into her on my healing journey, had 9 children. I'm from a huge family. She had 9 children, and 7 of them are men, and these are my uncles. 2 of them are women. That's my mother and her oldest sister. So I was always surrounded by men. And my mother herself, majority of her friends were men. So this is what I saw. No, she wasn't. She wasn't. I don't know if these are words that was spoken into her life. I don't know where it came from. She has never talked about her own experiences and what she went through, right? Neither did my grandmother, even though my grandmother really tried her best to make us aware. She wasn't into any of that. But most children, all children, have a lot of energy. If the parent is unconscious, they will see the energy different. But the energy of a child is powerful if we don't kill it. Our trauma is we kill the energy of our children. If you don't know, post-traumatic slave syndrome is very different from post-traumatic stress syndrome. Look it up. It's a book by Dr. Joy DeGraw. She is a professor, right? And she coined that term, post-traumatic slave syndrome, right? Generally, we kill the energy of our children. We don't speak life into them if nobody ever spoke life into us, right? So the voice in my head, so you have to check who is the voice in your head. What were you told as a child? I was told I would never amount to nothing. I was told I was nothing. I was told nobody is going to like me. No man is going to want to marry me. I was told that when I grow up, I was going to be a prostitute, that before I was 15, I would get married. I am stupid. Who was the one telling you that, right? Dr. Joy DeGraw, is it DeGraw? Yes, Dr. Joy DeGraw, D-E, I can't pronounce that. Is D-E-G-R-U-Y. Right. So you have to look at who used to tell that to you. I used to tell myself I am dumb, I am stupid, nobody's going to like me, trying to get everybody's love, right? I was looking for love in all the wrong places because I have never been shown love by my parents. My dad was telling me that. Then I was told by my children's father, I am no one. I wouldn't find anybody, and I attracted the man. Right. So let's forget about your child's father, right? He is later. You attracted him based on the way that you were raised. I attracted a lot of toxic men based on the way that I was raised. It has nothing to do with your child's father or the men that I attracted with. They have their own issues, they have their own trauma, but it is our responsibility to take accountability that we brought them into our lives because we never healed and we were never conscious, and our parents are not conscious. I'll tell you something, and if you let this sink in, words are powerful. Words are very powerful. Words are the spells. Whatever your dad told you, whatever my mother told me, right? I went into spaces and attracted people in my life who would tell me the same things. Yes, those were words spoken over you. Now you have to be able to see your power and take accountability that you can actually change your life. I heard this somewhere. They say that be careful of things, places, and people who make you feel at home if home was not a safe place. Let me repeat that again and sit with that and let it sink in, right? Because that will show you the environments that you go in that make you feel at home, even though that the home that you came from was full of trauma. So we go around looking for those places, looking for love in those places. Be careful of people, places, and things that make you feel at home if home was not a safe place. If anybody caught that, write it down, right? Be careful of people, places, and things that make you feel at home when home was not a safe place. My last situationship, I thought it was a relationship, but it was a situationship. I felt at home with this person, grown man, right? Generally, I don't go with the stereotypes. I forgot my uniform. Oh, it was a busy morning. It was a busy morning today. I forgot my uniform, but I'll wear it. So, what was it I was trying to say? Yes. So this situationship, right? I thought I was in a relationship. Grown man, I don't go with the stereotypes, right? I prefer dating men who are older than me from 7 years all the way to 15 years. That's my preference, me, right? So he was grown outwardly, but inwardly, he was what is considered a narcissist. And we can only attract narcissists if we ourselves are narcissists. A lot of people don't want to hear this, but you have to see it in yourself. And it's not something bad, because the moment you see it, you can heal yourself. You would know how to deal with the man. If you want to leave the relationship, you can leave, right? But we ourselves are only narcissists because our parents were. And I'm not talking about narcissist in the way that society talks about it. I'm talking about psychological trauma, issues, problems that actually does happen in people that is not healed. In psychology, the name is narcissist. Spiritually, is just a person who is spiritually dead. And they can go to church every single day, live inside the mosque, or live inside the temple or the meditation center, but they have not taken the steps to heal themselves. So I personally had to see that. I hated myself as a woman. I hated women in general because I didn't like my mother. I was attracting narcissistic men and men who are emotionally constipated, emotionally unavailable. Because as beautiful and wonderful as my father is, he is emotionally unavailable. Because we don't love ourselves, right? And you can only be in a relationship that is similar or relates to the relationship that you had with your parents. You cannot be in any other relationship than the relationship you know. Your mother is your first love. Your father is your first love. However the relationship with your mother is, that's the relationship you will have with women. However the relationship with your father is, that's the relationship you will have with men. As simple as that. Right? So you need to trace back, or we need to trace back the voice that we hear in our head. Where is it from? Whose voice is it? Who is the voice that's speaking in your head? Because when we hate ourselves, we cannot tap into our intuition. We cannot hear the voice of divine, the voice of God, the voice of the Holy Spirit, the voice of whatever you believe, Buddha, Allah, Muhammad, Jesus, Black Jesus. You can't hear that voice. And the voice of the Holy Spirit is not only a Christian thing or a church thing. Holy Spirit, spirit, we are spirit. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. The body is just the vehicle. The spirit, the soul is something else, right? The soul is something else. If you listen to 19 Keys, he talks about how Blackness is all about soul. It's not necessarily where the boat stopped for our ancestors. It's a whole lot more. right? Gee, 100% right. I didn't realize this. Yes, until now. Yes. So you, this? Oh, they meant Bennett. Okay. Yeah. So you have to see that. What were you told as a child? Where did that come from? Different example here, right? Let me give you a different example. It's not why Michael Jackson changed his skin color. It's about, you can't hear me? Oh, you can hear me? 1 second.
Hello. I'm nappy.
How about now? Can you all not hear me, or you can? Okay. So our king, please take a look at that again. Giselle can hear me. So it's not on my side. You might have to leave the live and come back in. So let me give you a different example, as I was saying. If you look at Michael Jackson, right? It's not, okay, he's back in. Let's see what happened. It's not why. Okay, can you hear me now? Hi, YouTube. Can you hear me as well? I hope you can. So it's not why Michael Jackson changed his skin color and wanted to look the way he looked. It's not why Lil Kim changed her skin color and wanted to look how she looks now. It's basically what happened to them and what were the things that they were told as a child growing up. My mother, skin bleached. She was bleaching her skin. Half of the women, or all of the women that surrounded me, were bleaching their skin. The only reason that I did never bleach my skin, because I saw the pain that the women were going through and the work that it took for them to bleach their skin. I had this, but for years, I'm editing something now, and you will see the post when I make it. I have always had a bald head. Now I'm growing my locks, right? I've always had a bald head. Why? Because the idea of doing everything that we needed to do to get our hair. No, it's not why would people alter themselves. It's what happened to people to make them want to alter themselves. God created that. But if you're told that God is white, what would you want to be? White. People don't just wake up and start bleaching their skin, right? People don't just wake up and do all of these things and hate themselves and how they look and who they are. Something happened to them, right? As I was saying, the reason that I never bleach my skin is because I saw the process. I was applying the skin bleach with my own hands on my mother, the woman who gave birth to me. So I saw the process and I knew the process. So around 8 years old, when she took the bottle and say, you can use this, or I can buy this for you, I said, no, I don't even have the motivation to put weave on or to wear wigs or even to braid my hair constantly. So I cannot take my time to be bleaching my skin because this is too much. The process is too much. At that time, I knew nothing about racism or all these issues. I was young, I was 8. I had no idea, but I just knew that I wasn't ready to go through that process. The reason that I shaved my head is so that I don't have to worry about wearing weave, wearing wig, because I grew up with that, surrounded by that. This is why there are so many stereotypes about Black women, Black men too, self-hate, African men, right? Anybody who looks like me. So many stereotypes, but we are not going deep into the issue and what happened to them. Somebody was telling Michael Jackson that he didn't look good and too dark and all of that. Somebody was telling Lil Kim that she wasn't enough. Somebody was telling my mother, or whatever subliminal she heard growing up, that the way she looked as a dark-skinned woman wasn't enough. My mother used to continuously say, and I'm directly translating from my language. She used to continuously say, look at these white people. God bless them, right? So to get to your higher self, to bring it back, to tailor it back, to get to your higher self, you need to see that. Great day, Maisha. I remember your name now. Welcome, welcome. So to get back to your higher self, you have to get back to that child. That is why there's something called inner child healing. Inner child healing. Because the reason that we have adverse childhood experiences, the reason that we're traumatized is because the child in us, our inner child, did not have room to breathe, did not have room to be a child. Yes, I do. I'm glad that you liked it. What is that that fell from outside? Oh, it's the wind and the trees. Yes, Maisha, I do. Right? So, Giselle, tell me, right? Does that make sense? Are you able to trace back to something, right? And this is a step-by-step process of getting to your higher self. You don't just wake up and be your higher self. I am telling you these things, but that doesn't mean I am already there, right? It means that this is my process. Even you asking me these questions and me telling you is healing for me. And when I look here, I'm looking at YouTube and Facebook, and over here I have Instagram, right? So I am also still on that process of getting to understand myself. Another aspect of getting to your higher self, and if we go back to this number 1, because that's where we're still at, make peace with your past so it does not affect the present. Everything that I explained to you so far, that's called shadow work. So the shadow is that pain, that hurt, all that happened to you as a child. When you are able to integrate that with your higher self, with the version that is aware that, okay, you have all of this trauma, you have all of this pain, no matter what you went through in your past, that's not who you were. You know you are worthy. You know you're worth a whole more. When you are able to integrate those two, you are able to put your pain and your hurt with your now, then you get to your higher self. Yes. When you get back, it's consistency, yes, that keeps you there. Yeah. What others think of you is none of your business. If you're traumatized, you want everybody to love you. If you hate yourself, you are a people pleaser. At least I was. When I hated myself and hated who I was, running away from women, very defensive to men, right? People think, a lot of people say that the woman is being masculine. The woman is not being masculine. The woman is traumatized and they're trying to defend themselves because that is their coping mechanism. What others think of you is none of your business. When you have the trauma, you want everybody to love you. You want everybody to agree with you. The cycle of life, you know. My tattoo is the tree of life. I have a full sleeve of the tree of life to always remind me. All my tattoos have a meaning. Over here, I have the keyhole. The kiko. A kiko means listening from the heart. Right? We can talk about that later. So, the only time you are able to get to the point of not caring what others say, I am not there yet, I'm still working on that, is when you've taken the steps to start healing yourself and start understanding, as Dr. Joe Dispenza would say, why you do the things that you do. Kiku. Kiku. Kiku is a Japanese Zen thing. What others think, so let's go back, right? We've done the 7 rules of life. Make peace with your past so it does not affect the present. That only happens when you're able to integrate your shadow self, whoever you were before, and the person that you are today as you heal on that journey. Number 2, what others think of you is none of your business. You can only get there as well when you're on the path of understanding yourself. The hierarchy of needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it does apply. Your purpose comes when you heal. You get to know your purpose. You get to understand yourself. You get to know what you are called to do in this world. When you truly know who you are, nothing gives you your purpose. Nobody can give you your purpose. There is no rules that can give you your purpose. Your purpose comes from deep within yourself, from you. So you need to tap into that, right? Right now, it's not time for your purpose, baby girl. It's time for you to know yourself. Time for you to be able to hear that very small voice that was killed inside of you as a child, which gives you the trauma, which is why you self-hate. And when you self-hate, you self-destruct. When you're able to stop these things or be able to control that, control yourself, your purpose will reveal itself. That has to come from deep within your heart, your soul, right? The source within you, the God inside of you, the Holy Spirit is inside of you. By the way, what do you believe in? So I can tailor it there. Are you Muslim, Christian, African ancestors? You know, where is it for you? Right? So that's when the purpose come in. And number 3, time heals almost everything. Give it time. Give it time doesn't mean you just sit back. Oh, time. No, you have to do the work. Yes. Oh, King, I know. I see the things that you post. I know you're Christian. I know you only post Bible verses. So time heals almost everything. Give it time, right? To get to your purpose, to heal that pain, Giselle, where you get to your higher self. You need to give it time, but you don't sit back. You don't sit back, all right? To just hello, my African sister. So you need to take the steps. You need to do the work. You need to read the books. If you are Christian girl, read the Bible. And this is coming from a non-Christian. Read the Bible. Find a pastor that you can relate to, whose words feed your soul. Not just any pastor, not a pastor that's looking for money, not a pastor who doesn't know, who is just drunk off of the Jesus juice, but not necessarily know how to heal someone, right? Find that pastor. But to find that pastor, it has to be in your head. You have church hurt. Yeah, I was raised Muslim. I have mosque hurt. I was raised strictly Muslim. The church hurt can be healed. You can listen to Real Kim talk. She had that too. If an African pastor that I listened to, I can forward you his information. And he talks about breaking generational curses and all of that. The only issue that I have with my African pastor that I really love is that he is very much against African spirituality. And I'm always like, Pastor, I love you, but I mean, you cannot tell us that we can't go back to our ancestors. Some of us, we have to, right? But you can still work with, yes, you like Real Kim talk. Yes, right? So a pastor that feeds your soul, but at the same time, open your mind and know that there's not one way to get to your higher self. Share the pastors. Yes, I can send you a message, sir. Right? Time heals almost everything. From now on, from today, Giselle, you need to be aware. Because they say it's evil, and I do rituals. I feel bad for doing rituals, but want to live a Christian walk, so I just stay away. My experience and my life journey, I do it all. Like I said, I was raised non-Christian. I'm not from a Christian family. I was raised Muslim. My name, Mariama Fai. Mariama is from the Quran. Mariama is Mary in the Bible. Jesus is Esa in the Quran. Quranic stuff, I love. Bible stuff, I love. I lived in a monastery, in a Zen monastery for meditation. And there are some people who have been told that their imagination or even meditating is demonic. These are the people that you should not listen to. I do African spirituality. It's on my Instagram and I put it there intentionally. Right? I do the rituals too, but the rituals are all herbs. I have a Bible. Most times I would light a candle just like the church lights a candle. Baby girl, you have to know that Christianity is from Africa. Christianity is African spirituality. The two cannot be separated. It all depends on how people were raised. Post-traumatic slave syndrome, what the things that we have been told. If you don't know the book, The Miseducation of the Negro, look into that book. The Miseducation of the Negro. The Miseducation of the Negro. I have the book here. I can't see it and I don't want to get up. Right? Rituals is different from sacrifice. Rituals, you can use herbs. I need a book club. I'm a book nerd. I've been reading education. Education was my escape from the pain, right? I used to read thick books in one day, simply to run away from all the pain and the hurt. But that served me right, because going back to my own history, I had to read here this Miseducation of the Negro. Let me bring some books that I can show you, right? And no, it is not bad doing the rituals. There's nothing wrong with doing the rituals. Ooh, this is Stolen Legacy. I thought it was Miseducation of the Negro. Where is it? Oh, it's right here. Yeah. Thank you all for still waiting. So, this is Miseducation of the Negro. Of how we have been miseducated. This is not just for African Americans or Caribbeans or Africans. This is for everybody who has my skin color, right? The other one that I brought is The Seat of the Soul. The Seat of the Soul. I came across this person through Oprah Winfrey. People say a lot about Oprah, but she brings a lot of awareness to the community in terms of trauma and healing. So you would need to read. You would need to get the pastors that, oh, let me give you this name, girl. Follow this lady. Queen Poe. Queen Poe. She teaches African spirituality. She is from a Christian family, and she is from the Galagichi, right? The Seat of the Soul. Yes, sir. By Gary Zukav. Gary Zukav. He has a lot of episodes with Oprah. But Queen Poe teaches African spirituality. She even have a community. I was a part of it, but then I left because I needed something more intimate, like Girl Whom I Had. And she is Christian. Queen Poe was raised Christian. She's from the Galagichi, North Carolina. So both worlds, she is leaving them. And she will definitely go deeper to explain all of these things, right? Because for me, I can give you an overall look on how to integrate all the religions together. Because Christianity is not the only way. Islam is not the only way. Buddhism is not the only way. Hinduism is not the only way. They are all together vehicles going to the same place of what? The divine, God, Allah, the Most High. So I feel like I've been talking forever. Okay. There are only 7 ones, right? Number 4, don't compare your life to others. Don't judge them. The Most High. You have no idea what their journey is all about, right? When people judge you, they're judging themselves. When you judge people, you are judging yourself. When you gossip about someone, you're gossiping about yourself. Every religion talks about this. The only time that we judge others or we're jealous of somebody is because something is missing in our life. Yes, I did too. But I didn't know that this was it. I had no idea because as a child, we were always compared. Don't compare your life to others and don't judge others. I just mentioned that my sister was suicidal for years because my mother will compare me and her. My mother will compare me with everybody. Look at that person. They got married. Their man is in Europe. Their man is in America. They bought them a car. They bought them a house. Look at that person. They're married now and they were found what? A virgin. Why are you the way you are? Why can't you be better? Why can't you be like this person? Why can't you be like that person? You don't have a problem with number 4. Right. Now you are aware. So you don't have a problem. You were just not aware where it came from and why you felt the way you felt. Unworthiness is a feeling and a spirit. Jealousy is a feeling and a spirit that can be killed and it can be broken. Right? So I used to, past tense, compare myself with everybody and everyone, and that contributed heavily to my depression and anxiety. And I didn't want to. I didn't want to do what everybody was doing. I didn't want to be like everyone. I wanted to be myself. And being myself means what? Get into my higher self. Get into my higher self means understanding why I do the things that I do. But I didn't know that I was comparing myself, that I was jealous of other people, that I didn't like women, that I was defensive towards men. I didn't know this because of the way that I was raised. So remember, words are spells. When you say I and you say I am, anything that goes after that, you are going to believe. I have a problem. There's no problem. There's only a problem when you make it a problem. I was not aware is a much better phrase. I was not aware why I do those issues on number 4. I was not aware. Now you are aware. The moment you awaken, you can never go back. Right? When you say, I have a problem, I am stupid, I am fat, I am is God. I am. Anything after I am, you believe. Okay, you just started. I don't want to go too deep, right? Because if you go a little bit further and you say who is I? Who is that I you're talking about? Because that I is not your body. Can you perceive the perceiver? Giselle is new, sir. Giselle is new. We have to take her with us. Right? Okay. So when you say I, like I mentioned, right, when you were a child, when we were born, and in this light, the person that I would recommend is Moji. Moji is a Jamaican teacher who is now living in Portugal. And this is what he teaches, right? As a child, we were clean slates. Okay, so as a child, we were clean slate. And then we picked up whatever's happening in our environment, right? So we have this, we get used to saying, oh, I did that. Or I am this person. Or my book, my husband, my this, my that. But has anybody ever asked you this question? When you say I, what do you mean? When you say I, who is that I? Have you ever been asked the question, who are you beyond your name, beyond your accolade, right? Because in our society, it's enough to say, my name is Mariam Mafai. You know, when you go to the interview, my name is Mariam Mafai. I'm from the Gambia, West Africa. I have an associate degree in psychology and a bachelor's degree in Afrocentric consciousness. I created that degree. I. My mother is, my father is. This is my family name, right? This is my resume, This is what I can bring in the company or in the neighborhood. That's where we stop. But if you go further than that, who is I? I am a Christian. I am a Muslim. I read the Bible. So you're saying you're talking about yourself, but you're not talking as yourself, right? So when you say I, who is that I that you're talking about, that you're referring to? Can you perceive that I that's talking? But then when you perceive that I, then that's not the source. Right? Moji would always say, can you perceive the perceiver? And can the perceiver perceive the perceiver? It's an endless cycle. So he always say, just be quiet and be here now. When you get to that point that you're not comparing yourself with others, you know that everybody has a journey. We are 8 billion people in the world, or 8 billion people on earth, but we all have different worlds. We think different, we act different, we behave different. Even twins are different. That's how different we are. How I see the world is different from how my daughter sees the world. How each one of us on this life today see the world. We see it differently. That's why one incident can happen. You have 5 different witnesses, and all 5 witnesses can give you a different perspective. You have twin boys. Aren't they different? Right? What one like, the other might not like. What one wants to do, the other might not want to do. They came from different womb though, probably a minute apart from each other. We are all mixed up in everything in the womb together, but they come out completely different. So don't compare yourself, right, Giselle? Me and you, we are the same. I am not teaching you. I am not better than you. I am not more intelligent than you. I am not more beautiful than you. I am more nothing than you. I am absolutely no thing, same as you. We're from the same source, the same divine God created, the same. Everything that I know now that I'm pouring into you, if you died today and I die today, even if my casket is more expensive than yours, we're all going in the ground together. We all rot together, right? So don't compare yourself with others. Don't judge others. This is a good practice, right? If you find yourself comparing you and someone else, take a minute and catch that and see why you're comparing yourself. Let's take it this way. If you think right now that I'm talking to you, I am enlightened and aware and intelligent, and you're comparing me and you, for example, catch that. Trace it back to where it came from. Who told you you were stupid? That's where it comes from. If you judge someone, you see a woman, that be. Yeah, yes, right? If you judge someone, that be. That woman is what is the word? Promiscuous. That woman is no good. Catch that. Who told you that in your life, or who taught you that a woman who behaves a certain way, a man who behaves a certain way is something? It also relates to our own experience of how we feel about ourselves. Because what you see in someone else is what you see in yourself. What you hate about somebody else is what you hate about yourself. What you love about someone else is what you love about yourself. You see that in yourself. If you think I am intelligent, it's because you are intelligent. The only reason you can see me and think, oh my God, but you're beautiful, that's because you are beautiful. If you weren't beautiful, you wouldn't be able to see beauty. What? This? Nene? Please. Yes. Yes. So whatever you feel about yourself is about the same way you feel about others. I remember the life that we were in, Giselle. I think it was Coach Brittany's live, and you were saying that you wanted to be around women like me and Brittany. You are that woman. That's why you see it in us. Whatever you see in me and Brittany is in you. Yes. Yes. Mirror image. We are your mirror image. Whatever you like about me right now is in you. If it wasn't in you, you will not see it in me. If you see me and Coach Brittany and you think that, oh, we are powerful, oh, we are these amazing women, Yes, it was Coach Brittany, and I said I wanted to be around y'all because that's you. You are powerful. You have a purpose, and you have the power to mentor someone. You have the power, the intelligence to do exactly what I am doing, right? So whatever you are seeing in me, or whatever you saw in Coach Brittany and myself put together, the only reason you're able to see it is because it is in you. Hi, Sammy. Welcome, baby girl. And that's how it goes, right? So let's recap, and then we'll go to number 5. 7 rules of life. Make peace with your past so it does not affect the present. Make peace with your past. That doesn't mean you forget. That doesn't mean you just have to wake up one day and forgive. That doesn't mean it will be easy for you to forgive yourself or whoever did whatever they did to you. It's a process, but you can get there. If I can sit here and talk to you about this, you can do the same. What others think of you is none of your business. It will take time. For 5, 6 years, I deactivated all my social media accounts because I was afraid of what people thought of me. I am back here, and I've been on a spiritual journey for about 9 years, right? What others think of you is none of your business. If you read the book, The 4 Agreements, she said, I need a book club. That is true. I read so many books and watched so many lectures. That's all I do. I don't watch television. I don't have a television at home. I don't watch the news, right? I don't do any of that. I am just watching, listening to, and around people who feed my soul. What others think of you is none of your business. You too, baby girl. We'll talk later. Thank you for stopping by. The 4 Agreements by Paulo something. Miguel Cruz.
I see you, Mom.
Hi, baby girl.
No, I see you here.
Oh, you see me on the YouTube?
Yes, I'll always see you when you're doing it.
This is a book of accountability. You see why I love working at home? That's why I sell what I sell. This is me. I love it. The 4 Agreements. The 4 Agreements. And it's by Don Miguel Rules. And this one where it says, what others think of you is none of your business. It's don't take first agreement, be impeccable, don't take anything personally. 47. 47. Whatever happens around you, don't take it personally. Using an earlier example, if I see you on the street and I say, hey, you are so stupid, without knowing you, it's not about you, it's about me. If you take it personally, then perhaps you believe you are stupid. Maybe you think to yourself, how does he know? Is he clairvoyant? Clairvoyant is a whole spiritual thing. Or can everybody see how stupid I am? You take it personally because you agree with whatever was said. As soon as you agree, the poison goes through you, which is the words being a spell. What others think of you is none of your business. Don't take things personally. It doesn't happen overnight. Number 3, time heals almost everything. Give it time. I am creating my website, and something that I wrote is, let me read that for you. People say time heals all wounds. I am going to be completely honest with you. That's BS. Very few people have the dedication and mental strength to heal their trauma. Those that do often don't know how to get there. Understand, if you are dedicated and ready to work hard, it's not enough. You need to know what to work on and what to dedicate yourself onto. So just waiting on time or just knowing you have to heal is not enough, because where do you start? What do you do? Yes, read again. We're starting to read again, right? Number 4, don't compare your life to others. Don't judge them. You have no idea what their journey is all about, right? You don't know my journey. I don't know your journey. We can collaborate and exchange ideas. Even a married couple never ever know everything about each other. You're learning each other every day. Never judge. Number 5, it's all right not to know the answers. They will come to you when you least expect it. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. You did not just accidentally see me and Coach Brittany and get into our, into our environment and the place that we are. It wasn't an accident. Somewhere within yourself, unconsciously, you've been either looking for that, wanting to heal, wanting to change, wanting to be better, attracted to your higher self. So you are attracted to people who are working towards their higher self. As you mentioned, this is not a coincidence. Nothing in the world is a coincidence. Nothing in life is a coincidence. Coincidence is not real. Everything is connected. We create our reality. Our words are our ones. Yeah. You are not on this life by accident. I didn't attract you by accident. You didn't attract me by accident. It is not a coincidence. Nothing is a coincidence. It's all right not to know all the answers. It's okay that you don't know your purpose now. Now that you are around women who are onto their purpose, who believe in the Most High, who understand the power of the spiritual world, you are getting to your purpose. Being in the unknown is the best thing that can happen to us, because life is unknown. We don't know. Nobody can tell you what's going to happen in the next second. We live in the unknown. We live in the unknown. Miseducation of the Negro. Black people, we are spiritual. African people, we are spiritual, right? The only difference that we have is that the boat just stopped at different stops. Yes, I'm from the Gambia, West Africa, but my culture is what? Wolof. Who knows if we came from the River Nile? Who knows if we came from Kemet? Who knows if we came from Ethiopia, Sudan? Because people rarely tell me I look Gambian. They always tell me I look Sudanese or Ethiopian. Who knows where the link goes to, right? Different stops on the slave boat. But we are spiritual beings. Not just Black people. Humanity as a whole. When you watch Moji, you will see it, because his following is predominantly, European people. But when they tap into their spirituality, you see the difference. We are all spiritual beings having a human experience. It's all right not to know all the answers. Nobody knows all the answers, and nobody is going to know all the answers. The sages and the prophets and these people that we admire, they have made peace with the unknown. They're able to sit in the unknown, to know that I can create my world right now. I am the CEO of my destiny. What happens in the next minute, in the next hour, I don't know. You want to get to your higher self? You don't know what's going to happen along the way, the challenges you're going to have, the tests that are going to happen. Nobody can tell you. I can give you my experience that can help you relate to the things that happen to you for you to understand the steps that you might take, but that's all I can do for you. Nobody has all the answers, but we have been miseducated. We have been conditioned. If you watch television, what do they say? Your next programming, your program for today. We are being programmed every day to think a certain way. We think teachers know it all. We think professors know it all. We think if somebody is 5, 10, 15 years older than you, they are more mature and they know better. There's a saying that we are all kids in adult bodies. We are all babies in adult bodies. The body grows, but it's the mind and the soul growing. We live in the unknown. Anxiety, depression, all these issues come from not being able to be present. And this is coming from somebody who has been chronically depressed and anxious. We live in the unknown. Everything we do is in the unknown. We don't know when we were born, and we don't know when we are going to die. We don't know. Money is paper printed on it, but we have been programmed to believe that if you don't have money, you are poor. Africans on the continents who have the land, all the natural resources, are running to come to the European world. Ever ask yourself why? Programming, indoctrination. It's all right to not know all the answers. You will never know all the answers. Nobody can give you all the answers. Even a therapist cannot give you all the answers. I have been in therapy for 2 years. I just completed it, probably a month ago. They will come to you when you least expect it. The teachers that you need, the information that you need, right? And when you're able to be okay with the unknown, to ask the questions and let it go. To know that you are the voice of the Holy Spirit, that it is within you, it is inside of you as a spirit and not necessarily your religion. It guides you as to what to do, what to say. I don't have a script. I didn't do anything before I came on here. These 7 rules of life that I saw, I was just looking for something online, and then I came across it yesterday. I thought, oh, this would be a nice thing to talk about. But then you brought your question. Now, if I wanted to, if I was just, if I had a script or I saw things a certain way, I needed to talk about it a certain way. My vision, the peripheral of my vision is closed. I'm thinking in a box. I wouldn't be able to talk to you like I'm talking to you now. I didn't know you were going to come to join the live. I didn't know you would bring that question, right? The unknown. We don't know. We don't know what we don't know. The most powerful people are the people who said, I know that I don't know. We admire them because they come out and say that they don't know. Number 6, you are in charge of your happiness. This book is about responsibility, it's about accountability, right? Because you have to be accountable of your life. Take responsibility of yourself, the way you think, who you are today, the choices that you have made. Do not beat yourself down. Do not hate yourself for it, even though those are phases that we do go through, the grieving phase of the person we used to be, even though that wasn't our highest self, right? Number 6, you are in charge of your happiness. Coach Stormy would always say that happiness is a strategy. Hello, sir. Hello, King. Welcome, welcome. Nice to see you here again. So you are in charge of yourself, in charge of your mind, in charge of your happiness. I'm doing wonderful today. Just chatting with the family. Right? Nothing outside will make you happy. The way that we were raised, right? From, it doesn't matter where you're from, the way that we were raised to say, you go to school, get a degree, you get a job, you get married. If you're in America, you get a white picket fence. If you're in Africa, most parts of Africa, either you go to Europe, you go to America, and then you become this white person and you speak white and all of these things, right? And we think this is what gives us happiness. We think that we need the money to be happy. Always outside, we're seeking validation. We're looking for people to make us happy, but nobody's telling us that our happiness comes from deep within. The words that you use, how you think about things, how you think about yourself is what makes you happy, right? And happiness is a myth. Anybody ever told you that happiness is a myth? The feeling of happiness is the same feeling as not being happy. What's real is neutral. You're not happy, you're not sad. Well, what do we call that? What have we been trained to call that? Boredom. I'm bored. When you're bored, you are at peace. But because you're telling yourself, I'm bored, I need to do this, I need to do more, and you're not aware that you're doing that, you feel bored within yourself. We have all of these things that stimulate us. The world that we live in, Times Square, is all about stimulating every aspect of us, either to get us to buy things or to get us to feel less than, unworthy, because there are the models on the billboards. I was in fashion. I did modeling, right? You need to look a certain way, be a certain way, drive a certain car, live a certain place. But have you realized the moment we get to know ourselves, we go back to neutral and we go back to the natural world? Our ancestors, that joy of the rural area, what we call villages, the people we consider poor, nature, sand. Some people become monks. You are in charge of your happiness. Nobody can make you happy. Yeah. let me tell you something. For somebody who is used to toxic relationships, be it a man or a woman, the moment you have a healthy partner, it's the person you say, oh, they just bore me to death. Because why? Toxicity is exciting. Toxicity is exciting. The underline pumping, right? It's when you are in a toxic relationship, everything is at 100. The fun, the joy, the sex, everything is amplified. So when you get somebody who is peaceful, at peace in themselves, and they take care of you, and they love you, and they want to be with you, and they don't care if you have money or not. They're just okay with your soul, with being with you. That's very boring because there's no hyper. Right? Peace is boring. The monastery is boring. The meditation centers are boring. I have lived there. Nothing is happening. There is no TV, there's no radio, right? Some places don't even have internet connection. The one I was in here, Zen Center of New York City, which has a monastery in upstate New York, if a pin drops, you can hear it. But that's peace, not boredom. When you are able to sit by yourself for 5 minutes, you are not waiting on anybody. You're not waiting. You're not thinking about what's going to happen next, what you're going to do next. You're just sitting. Eckhart Tolle teaches about this. Eckhart Tolle, he wrote The New Art Awakening. He also wrote The Power of Now. He teaches that. Just being. I have to be present with you here and to be neutral, not happy, not sad. The state, the meditative state that is considered bored, me just being here, that's the only way I can tell you the things that I am telling you. You are in charge of your happiness. If you're not happy, your partner will just make you unhappier. If you're not happy, your family will just make you unhappier. If you're not happy, you will not see anything that's happy or joyful because you have the rose-colored glasses, because you have the veil, the facade. Something is covering your eyes. You are looking, but you are not seeing. You're hearing, but you're not listening. And the last one is smile. You don't own all the problems in the world. For a long time, I thought I owned all the problems in the world because I've always felt alone, even though I'm from a huge family. Oh, hello, Carrick. Hello, Carrick. Welcome. Welcome to the fun place. For a long time, I thought I was alone. I was completely surprised when I became aware that I knew more than I thought I knew. It blew my mind. I would go, people would ask me questions and I would answer them. And I was like, where did all of that come from? Because I thought that I owned all the problems in the world. I thought that I was the only one going through all of these things. Why? Because nobody around me understood what I was going through, from my parents to my ex-husband. I was married to a wonderful man. I know he is wonderful, right? And powerful, artistic, creative, but he was going through his own pain. I was going through mine. So for me, everything was a problem. Why? Because the people who raised me, everything was a problem. But remember, nothing is a problem until you make it a problem. Then it becomes a problem. There's no problem. Somebody dies is not a problem. We will all die. Nobody is going to leave here alive. Nobody's going to make it alive. You got abused. I got abused. Somebody else got abused. Right? It's not only you. Hello. Hello. I saw something the other day on Black Twitter. Let me look it up here. And it's talking about women. And of course, this goes to men as well, because it's not only women who gets abused, men get abused. Be at peace with death. Death is what? Transition. We're not dying, we're just transitioning. The soul is still here. Why do we still, talk about Michael Jackson? Why do we still talk about Harriet Tubman? And just look at it that way. Why do we still talk about even this book, Cardi G? What century, what year was the word Negro used? But his spirit is still here. Dying is transition. My grandmother died. For me to do this, I have to tap into her. Okay, I don't see this, but when I see it one day, a reminder that every woman you know has been assaulted, narrowly avoided assault, had to calculate the possibility of being assaulted, or has held the hand of another woman who was assaulted. Hand goes to men as well, right? Like I was saying, many a time we don't talk about men being abused because of how we were raised as society. In society, the indoctrination, the programming, the ideas that we have been given. You don't own all the problem. There is no problem. You hurt yourself, there is no problem. You have no money, there is no problem. You just don't have money. You're not poor, you just don't have money. You're not broke, there's just a hole in your wallet. All depends how you see it. You don't have food, maybe you don't have a garden. You're not planting. You're not part of a community garden. There is an answer to every problem. You don't have money. Maybe you have money trauma. You were raised in a society or in an environment that people didn't talk about money. People were not comfortable talking about money. You were not taught what money is. You were not told what money is. I wasn't told, knew nothing about money. It all up to how you see it. That's why it said when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. I was told that if I spoke to Christians or go to a Christian's house or go to the church, I was going to die and go to hell. But to get through my healing journey, I was helped by a lot of pastors. I have a Bible now. I can see it right there. Actually, I have 2 Bibles. 2 New Testaments. It's all how you see it. If you're from unconscious parents, you're moving in the world unconsciously. If your parents were on autopilot, you are on autopilot too. My best relationships came from Christian men from the Gambia. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Those are the 7 rules of life, right? Make peace with your past so it does not affect the present. What others think of you is none of your business. Time heals almost everything. Give it time. And I will add, but know what needs to be healed. Don't compare your life to others and don't judge them. Don't gossip. Remove yourself from chaotic environments. You have no idea what their journey is all about. It's all right not to know the answers because you will never know the answers. You can never know what's going to happen in the next second, in the next minute. Nobody died and said, I knew I was going to die at 110. They might have been sick, felt like they would die, but at the exact moment they will die, nobody knows. It's all right not to know all the answers. They will come to you when you least expect it. Just grow, the answers will come. You are in charge of your happiness. You are in charge of your life. You are in charge of yourself. Take accountability, take responsibility of your life. Lead your life. Be the CEO. Be in the driver's seat of your life, not the passenger seat. Because if you are in the passenger seat of your life, then somebody else is going to drive your life. And the last one is smile. Love your smile. I hated mine and never knew what people were saying. Oh, you have a beautiful smile. I'm like, me? You don't know all the problems. You don't own all the problems in the world, right? When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change, right? This is a product that I sell. This is a product that I use, right? So somebody who is watching this and me talking about this product, they can just look at it as this person is just selling. This person is a scam. This person just want me to buy the product. Or they can look at it as Empress used the product. I may need it, I might not need it, right? But it has changed her life. Do I want to try it? What would it do for me? What is it that I want for myself? Everybody wants to buy, but nobody wants to be sold. Change the way you look at things. For a long time, when people charge coaches, right? The well-known coaches, from Lisa Nichols, from E.T., the hip hop preacher, Coach Stormy Wellington, Tony Robbins, all of these, their programs, Grant Cardone, their programs are anywhere from what? 3,000, 5,000, 10,000. You can hear it and then it triggers your money trauma. I'm not going to pay that. They just want to take my money. Or you can hear it and say, I need to be able to pay $10,000 without worrying about it. I need this program to change my life. I need this change. I want to be in rooms where people are what? Taking their cards or paying cash to pay $20,000 and not worry about it. Or you can also think that you're not worthy to be in rooms like that. That meditation is for white people, when meditation is actually Black culture, African culture. You can think that yoga only originates from India, or only white people do yoga, when actually, when you go back to all the beauty of Kemet, you find it there. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Hi, welcome back. That's what it is. So this is it for me today. If you have any question, Giselle, if you're still here, Stu, any question? I can answer that before I close. I normally don't know what I'm talking about the next day. Like I said, I don't have things that I lined up. I have different topics on a Word document, and then I'll just wake up or something I heard or somebody said something, and then I look at, okay, what is the best topic to do for today? Or I feel something. Or I ask questions, and then I get answers from ancestors, grandparents, or I hear a pastor say something, and then I talk about something. I would say start with this one. I would say start with this one. You might even be able to find the YouTube link. Actually, my YouTube, because all my accounts, wherever you find me on social media, I don't talk about anything except healing. So my YouTube is Empress Empress Fire as the Jamaican way, and then it's at Oracles Praise. What I normally do is I would put together playlists. I mean, new audio, it's hard to read with my blood pressure. Okay, you can listen, start from listening. And that's also an idea. You know, that's also an idea. Because see how small this book is, right? You don't have to read the book in 1 week. You don't have to read the book in 2 days. You are not competing with anybody. You're on your own time. So what you do, I'm not saying read, I'm just giving you a different perspective. Because I used to say that I can't read, I can't focus. Any book you read, just as long as you make the dedication and you put the intention that you're going to read, do this. If you have time to only read this page, read just this one page in 1 day. Close the book. You have a divider, read this one page, turn it here, close it, put it away. Next day you wake up, you read 1 page. You feel like reading 2 pages, you read 2 pages. You don't feel like reading, you don't read, right? Even though my other campus, my digital campus, we're always being told that how I feel doesn't matter. I wake up and do what I have to do every single day, because that is consistency. Yesterday, I didn't want to do my live. Today, I was very late because I started at 11. I had a purchase, a customer bought something, there was an issue with it, and I had to walk her to cancel the order. I'm running around. You know, we had the live, so many things happening at the same time. And I was thinking maybe I shouldn't come on live. But if I didn't come on live, we wouldn't be able to have this beautiful, wonderful conversation and connect. Right? So my YouTube, and it's not a plug-in, and it is still a plug-in, because why not? Promote yourself. Hey, I believe in myself now. But my YouTube, what I do is everything that I listen to, I always create playlists. Like I told you, I don't watch television. I don't have a television. I am constantly listening to stuff that feeds my soul. So those are the playlists that I have on my YouTube. right? I make different playlists from the pastors that I listen to, from the Quran that I listen to, from the audiobooks that I find over there. I make playlists. So whoever follows me still have access to that free of charge from different people. You can do that too. But also being on YouTube, just being open, it goes back to it's all right not to know all the answers. The more you are open, the more you attract people and the teachers that you need. When the student is ready, the teacher appears. You are the ultimate. Well, thank you. I like that. Okay, so I'm done. I didn't know I can talk this much. I didn't know I knew all that I knew. I didn't. Seriously. I had no idea. The time that it came to me was about 4 years ago. Or is it 3 years ago? I had to cut everybody. I had to cut family, friends, the relationship I was in, get out of everything. Let everything just, right? There's a saying that sometimes you need to break your heart. What are daily habits to succeed? Feed your soul. Feed your soul. Feed your soul every day. Les Brown says, you have to work on yourself every single day. You have to be hungry and you got to work on yourself every single day. Jim Rohn says, work on yourself harder than you work on your job. But we have been taught to work on our jobs harder than we work on ourselves. Daily habits to succeed, work on yourself because you are the success story. It's not the money you have. It's not where you live. It's not your zip code. You are your zip code. You are your best friend and you are your worst enemy. Heaven and hell is within you. Success and failure is within you. You work on yourself, you succeed. Earl Nightingale, who wrote and has the audiobook called The Strangest Secret in the World, said success is a progression is of let me I don't want to paraphrase, right? Success definition by Earl Nightingale. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy goal or idea. Somebody can have millions of dollars and still not feel like they are successful. My other digital campus, which is the real world, proud to be there and proud to say that I am a student of Andrew Tate and he has changed my life and all the digital stuff that I'm doing, I learned from him. He would send us lessons. And one of the lessons yesterday or the day before was that he just realized that he is the poorest Bugatti owner, car collection owner, because he has what 30 something, 20 something car collection. But he said he just realized that the richest men that have their car collection have about 80 something. Can I be your mentee? You are my mentee. You are my mentee. I'm not your mentor. I'm a reflection of you. A mentor is like mentor, mentee, coach. Me and you, we're on the same level. You are me, I am you. You want to be my mentee because you think I have so much that you can take, right? What is education? Education is being able to bring out that specialness, that power within a person. You are me, I am you. We are on the same level, right? We are on the same level. I am a reflection of you. You attracted me because I am your higher self. You are my shadow. You are who I used to be. I am who you are going towards to be. I'm not your coach. I'm not your mentor. Yes, you can be my mentee, but I'm just a reflection of the type of woman you see yourself to be, but you are not there yet. Yet, Y-E-T. So I just reflect back at you of the power that you have, of who you can be, of what you can do, of the things that you already know within yourself, but you just need somebody to verbalize it. Divine intervention. I've been talking about divine intervention so much. Can I find it and read it? Divine intervention. Yes, ma'am. I have no idea where I put it. It's on my Twitter. Right? Divine intervention. Right? You are me. I am you. I am Coach Stormy. Coach Stormy is me. I love Coach Stormy because I see her in me and I see me in her. Right? There's no difference. Divine intervention. Divine intervention. This is actually a message that came, just I love the ancestors. I believe in the ancestors. I tap into them. And I have oracle cards. One of them is called African Goddess Rising by Abuela Abrams. Divine intervention. You are vibrating at a higher frequency, so you see everything differently. You wouldn't be on this life for this long if you didn't see everything differently. This is Goddess rising. You are not stuck. You are rising. Whenever you feel stuck, always know it's in your mind. Nothing is stopping you. Nina Simone said, freedom is no fear. This is Goddess rising. Once you experience awakening, you can never go back to not knowing. After this life, you can never go back to who you were, because when you do, it will hurt. It's going to hurt. It will be painful. The path to awakening is not straight, comfortable, or easy. You have chosen to lift the veil and have a real relationship with the divine, however you believe divine to be. What do you really desire? Who were you named after? Nina Simone? Really? I love Nina's energy. What do you really desire? Get specific. See it, smell it, feel it, call it in now. With Giselle, you already did because you called me in. Does your desire flow from love or fear? Manifestations that come from fear-based desires keep you small and safe. Desires that come from the soul expands your world. This is your oracle reading. Everything I did was an oracle reading. What I just read, the divine intervention, is from an oracle card. When somebody reads for you, they just feel or tap into your energy. Something is holding your legs. I don't know what that would be. Maybe, yeah, this is an oracle reading, right? Something is holding your legs. Is it a belief? Do you believe that something is holding your leg? Do you believe that you can't get up? Do you believe that you can be healed? Jesus made the blind see. The blind had to believe in Jesus. Jesus had to believe in himself. When you read the Quran, you are at peace. You have to want to be at peace. Believe that the Quran will get you there. You read the Quran, you listen to the Quran, you are at peace. Something. What is that something? Right? Find a pastor and listen to the pastor. If you don't know what spiritual warfare is, get going. Start your spiritual warfare. Because spirits need to be killed within yourself. Born again, rebirth. There's the other one too that is called resurrection. A part of you needs to die so you can resurface. You can be born again. Come again. Be alive again. Why do you believe what you believe? Why do you believe that something is holding your legs? Something is holding your legs. You're Christian? Find something in the Bible. You do rituals, right? Find a healing ritual. The herbs, the burning of the herbs, the putting the herbs together to drive away negative energy. Words have power. What you believe is what you will see. If you believe somebody cursed you, you will feel cursed. If you believe somebody hates you, that's all you see in them, hate. You talk about what you want, not what's happening right now. Talk about where you're going. Talk about where you see yourself. I am lying down in bed right now and I cannot get up, but I am going to get up. I am going to be better. I will get up and work and walk. Isn't that how Jesus healed? You get up and walk. Believe that you can do it. I didn't believe I could do this until I believed I could do this, right? An oracle is somebody that will just tell you what I'm telling you, right? An oracle is not this divine that knows way more than you. They can just tap into the spiritual world and can see further than you are seeing right now, because your vision might be blocked due to whatever you went through, right? And my culture is oracle. My grandparents were healers. They can't tell you what you don't know. I have only had one tarot reading done for me here in America. But as a child, when I was in Gambia, I don't have them here. I love the cowrie shells. So I would always love going to these women who would do the cowrie shells, right? But they would have to ask you questions to give you answers. Just like I have asked you so many questions to be able to give you the answers. Now, what I'm doing here might be more intellectual, might be more Europeanized in the setting that we are in, but it's the same thing, right? It's the same thing. There's a power in prayer. Now, prayer is not, oh my God, everything's right. No. When you pray, you're talking to yourself because you are divine, you're God, you're the creator. It's all in you. When you're talking, it's here. Words give strength over ourselves. Love yourself. Be grateful for the moment of life. Stay focused, and abundance shines through. 100%. 100%. I can plug in something there, mental focus, right? I use it. It's right inside my coffee. My coffee is cold. Mental focus and clarity is why I drink NRG. That doesn't mean you have to use it. What gives you clarity? What gives you focus? Have you ever tried meditation? Have you ever sat down and tried to meditate? Have you ever done that? Do you drink herbs? Do you cleanse your body? Do you cleanse your mind? Do you cleanse your soul? The pain and the hurt that you have right now, what are you doing to rid yourself of that pain? NRG is energy. It's basically energy, right? Of course, it's capsule based, but it's part of the herbal supplements that I use, and I sell them too. I use them, put them in my coffee. This one is mine, right? For clarity and mental focus. For me, it supports a healthy lifestyle. Electrify your day. For me, it just helps me maintain my energy. I love coffee. I drink coffee. I don't drink energy drinks because they are not healthy, right? So even times when I didn't have energy, when I was depressed and all these issues, I still would not use energy drinks, right? Because I don't want to be hyper. I used to drink energy drinks, and I know the pain and the hurt and all of that I was going through and running away from. So NRG, for me, everything I do, I would infuse herbs in it. This coffee is full of herbs. This coffee, it has NRG, right? I put 2 capsules in it. It has a dietary coffee, dietary supplement that helps lose weight, that helps you lose weight, right? My TLC, if you see my account itself, you know how, what is it called? Instagram gives us options to have 4 links. So when you click on that, on the bio, it will open 4 links. One says all Empress link. When you go to that one, all Empress link, I have pinned, because for me, these are the products that I pin, because these are the products that I use for myself. Like these ones are mine, right? I pinned this NRG for my herbal supplement. This one too, dietary supplement, I pinned that. And the other one that I use is Blossom Me, that is for overall women's health, right? But you can send me a message if there's anything specific that you're looking for and need help with. I can guide you through the process to make it easier for you. I can do that. This is basically my job. That's why I'm able to sit here for what, nearly. Guys, do you know that we've been here for nearly 3 hours? My coach is energetic, and her husband was like, don't drink that, you're natural. Yeah. NRG doesn't make you overreact. For me, it just maintains, it just helps maintain my energy. This is my natural energy. Anything high is horrible. You know, I'm faking it. Anything lower than this, I am depressed. So energy that just helps me stay here, right? So I got to go. I also have to finish my coffee. It's so delicious. But I link that. But also, right, before I go, let me tell you some other things. Like I was saying, my coffee, it has the energy, and it has, of course, that coffee that I drink, the Delgado coffee, but the water itself that I make my coffee with. I'm sorry, YouTube. I'm so used to focusing on Instagram. I have the other camera here, but I always look here. This is my reflex. The water that I use, like to boil to make my coffee, always, constantly, there is ginger in the pot. There is lemon, star anise, cloves. Sometimes I add cinnamon stick and bay leaf. Even if I don't drink coffee and I just want to drink tea, I will boil that and maybe add at whatever tea bag that I want to add, right? You see that even in TLC as well, we have the cleanses. We have the fruit punch. There is the watermelon. There's a watermelon that's sold out. But even with these, still, I do herbs. I do everything with herbs. I cook with herbs. I drink herbs. I bathe with herbs. So that's helpful as well. If you've never taken a bath, like created a bath for yourself, herbal baths are powerful. And you don't have to buy them. I can sell them to you, but you don't have to. Go to your grocery store, buy cinnamon, bay leaf, cloves, chamomile, buy them, boil it. Create that environment, the bath, create a bath with those. If you want to buy it, you can. I can sell them to you, but I'm telling you something easy that you can do today. You can do today. Get a candle that you like its smell. You have not just any candle. It doesn't matter if it's cheap, it doesn't matter if it's expensive, as long as you like the smell. Create that healing environment. Your entire house, your entire home has to be a healing environment where you sleep, where you eat, your bathroom, your kitchen has to be a sacred space where just you being there, you feel healed, you feel calm. That's why my slogan is, my vision is to create a home for people who never felt at home. Because I never felt at home. And just tapping into my own femininity and embracing my own femininity and being able to know that I love nurturing people. I love being nurturing. These are things I do for myself. Create your essentials. Yes. The more you know yourself, the more you know what you like. I have sage. I like sage here.
I love watermelon tea.
I burn incense. This is the stick incense. I do that. I buy candles. I light candles even during the day. I have this party light all over my home. When I want to create a mood, I can change the color to blue, to red, Heal yourself. Heal yourself. Heal yourself. Louise Hay. Look her up. Louise Hay. You get the name? I don't know if Giselle is still here. But you see that? Louise Hay. She has a YouTube audio. Girl, go to my YouTube. And then ask me what you need. Go to my YouTube. It's all there. Louise Hay. That lady there, Louise Hay. She has an audio call. You can heal your body and you can heal yourself. 101 ways to heal yourself. Louise Hay has all of these audios. She passed away too. Her spirit is still here. Okay, you said read for you oracle. These are affirmation cards, right? And I'm going to ask for one card specifically for you. Whatever you need right now. And I'm going to save this live too, right? So you can come back and watch this again. Every live that I do, if it's long, the longer live, you can always check the title of the live that I do is always for this. It's always for healing. It's always for healing. The products I sell is for healing. The quotes that I use is for healing. Girl, I don't talk about anything that's not healing. Okay. So, in your mind, as you're watching me, ask your question. Ask your question. When I give you, it comes back, right? These are affirmation cards, affirmation that you can use, right? So they are guidance cards. And this card is called How to Love Yourself cards. Let me show you again. Louise Hay, How to Love Yourself. How to love yourself. So whatever comes out is for you. Any message that this needs to hear. I will shuffle until one falls out. I prefer for it to fall than me picking it out for you. So 2 came out. 2 came out. I'll start with my right. Wellness is the natural state of my body. Wellness is the natural state of my body. My body communicates with me and I am willing to listen and understand its messages. See that? I'll make a post about it later. You asked. Wellness is the natural state of my body. My body communicates with me, and I am willing to listen and understand its messages. This is the second one. So it's two of them, right, left. The second one, see. I have abundance in all areas of my life. I have abundance in all areas of my life. And the back of the card, I claim abundance for myself right here, right now. I deserve to be prosperous. I deserve my good. Didn't we talk about all of this? I am telling you, I have never stayed this long doing a live. And I don't like talking. I don't like talking. I am an introvert. I can be in a room and nobody knows that I am there. You asked for it, right? Which is why I said, I am a reflection of you. I am only here to tell you what you already know. Maybe you need somebody to confirm it. Maybe you're at a point where you have not, you're at a point where you can't hear your own voice yet. You haven't tapped, you haven't you don't have trust in yourself yet. So you need somebody to reflect that to you, which is why I said, I can be your mentor, but I would rather you call me your reflection, because I was you and you are growing to be me, right? You are my shadow. I'm only able to tell you what I am telling you because I have been through the things that you went through. You are only able to relate to me because you see yourself in me, because whatever I am showing you reflected, whatever you are seeing that I am reflecting, you're not seeing me. You are seeing yourself. YouTube, bye. I'm going to close now, YouTube and Facebook.